If you're a travel agent and you're struggling to generate leads and you're looking for ways to do just that, well, this video, I'm going to break down how we can actually utilize meta campaigns and different types of campaigns on Facebook and Instagram to generate high quality leads for us in our business. And it's first going to start with us having to understand a few things about meta. I think for a lot of advisors, they are looking at cold traffic and referral traffic and thinking that they're going to be one and the same. A lot of you advisors have only had experience with referrals, and referrals are fantastic, but they're so fantastic because someone has already done a lot of the selling on your behalf. There's a very important statistic about lead nurturing and sales out there, and you can look this up. There's a lot of data to support this. But essentially, it breaks down to the average American needs about 7 hours of engagement before they go from not knowing you, not liking you, not trusting you, to making some sort of commercial action with your business. So when we have a referral, someone's already done that sort of 7 hours of engagement. They've already built that trust so that they have less stress when it comes to actually committing an action with working with you as an advisor. But with cold traffic, when you have someone who's never heard of your business before, but they come across some sort of version of marketing and they come to your business, they don't know you. So you actually have to build up that trust and that engagement. Now, that's not to say that you can't close cold traffic. A lot of the times with a meta campaign, we're doing just that. But I want to talk about how we can generate more cold traffic to our business and do more in travel sales that way, as well as incorporating a retargeting strategy that utilizes social media. And this is going to be very sort of advanced techniques when it comes to meta. But to give you a little bit of clarity as to who I am and what we're about, my name is Will, and I am one of the co-owners of the Travel Agents Academy. We are just here to help more agents grow to 7-figure or even 8-figure, or at the very least 6 figures, and have more high commission months. And I'm able to do this because I'm a travel agent myself. I run a marketing agency that has actually helped travel agents in the past. Here's actually a quick snapshot of our funnel and our stats that we've run over the last 12 months. We've had 20,000 people come to our web funnel. We've converted them. So we've got about 13% of that 20,000 converted into a booked appointment with us. And we've been able to close quite a high number of those individuals into our business. Just to give you a little bit of clarity, in the span of like 6 months, our business closed around $500,000 through that funnel. So I've been able to do this for many other businesses, and I'll show you another web funnel and its stats here. But I want to showcase how we can actually take that methodology and apply it into our travel agency so we can generate more high quality leads. Now, I want to address an elephant in the room. I think a lot of times when people are looking at advertising, they're first saying, I don't have the budget for something like this. And while the more budget you have when it comes to advertising means that you can grow a lot faster and learn a lot faster, but really the reality is money, what it's doing is giving you a chance for the algorithm to learn more about who your target audience is and getting in front of that audience. Recently in October 2025, Facebook announced the Andromeda update. And in short, for what this really means, this is one of the big core updates that Facebook has done. They've only done like 3 in the last 15, 20 years. And this is the first one in almost a decade. Essentially, what this is doing is it's incorporating an AI system that's able to scan over 50 million ads per day to find all the relevant information about those ad creatives and getting that in front of the target audience that's intended to see those ads. Now, we're not going to talk about the structure of building out an ad campaign, but what I want to do is highlight the core aspects of generating a successful marketing campaign that we can apply into Meta. And I'll talk about how we can actually utilize really high quality funnels to convert more of that traffic as they come in. So the first step to this, and this is really helpful from the Andromeda perspective, is if we can identify our core audience or our ICP, our ideal client profile, and identify their exact pain points, this is going to be really helpful. So let's say, for an example, you want to sell to empty nesters. You can create that broad niche, right? That's a broad niche, empty nesters. And it's always great when we're running a campaign to have some sort of pain point or call out, and then talk about how we alleviate that pain point. So let me give you an example with the empty nesters. So something along the lines of you've worked you've worked for the past 20 years on raising your kids. Now it's time for to go on a vacation with us. Whatever your name of your agency is, we'll give you a stress-free vacation that will last a lifetime, something along those lines. You can fluff that up, but the pain point is right there. They're stressed with the planning. Your target audience are empty nesters, but you can also be really granular and really, really niched out and look at empty nesters who might want to go on a river cruise. If you've something like, if your kids just recently left for college, now it's time for you to go to vacation. If you've always thought about doing a river cruise but are confused about which one is the best one for you, well, at our agency, we're going to get to know you as much as possible so that we can handpick the perfect cruise for you and your experience. Something along those lines, right? And that's just off the top of my head. That's nothing I've sat down and like crafted. That needs to be refined, but hopefully you get the point there. We're calling out our target audience, and what Facebook is going to be able to do is pick up on that target audience. Facebook has something like hundreds, sometimes even thousands of data points on each and every one of us, what our names are, how old we are, what our income is, what we're interested in, what we click on. It knows whether or not you have a higher likelihood to click an ad and then look at that ad, or click on that ad and then take the next step, whether it's purchase a thing or book an appointment or fill out a form. It knows all of those points. And that's the beautiful thing for us as business owners when we're trying to get in front of our target audience. If we know that our target audience are empty nesters, and we know they want to do river cruises, Facebook is going to find those individuals. The question, though, is how long it's going to take to get in front of those individuals. And does your creative and copy and offer resonate with that target audience enough for them to take that next action? Again, Facebook is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us. It's getting us in front of the right people that we want to work with. It's getting us in front of people who have a higher likelihood of committing that next action. Again, whether it's purchase, book an appointment, or fill out a form, it's doing all of those things. So it comes to our marketing message and our offer and our creative to be able to get in front of that target audience. And I guess I should say maximize the efficiency of doing just that. So let's take a step back. Let's talk about what this looks like for us as advisors, right? I had mentioned that your ad spend is going to allow you to learn more or get results faster, right? That's true. If you have $5 a day, you might not get an ROI on that $5 a day for several months, but it's only $150 a day, which is not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money at all. For context, we're spending tens of thousands of dollars a month on advertising, thousands of dollars a day on advertising, and we have what we call key performance indicators, KPI. As long as I'm receiving an ROI back on my investment, sometimes 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, sometimes even a 22 to 1, I'm really happy with that. So if I know if I have to spend $150 a month to get data on how my ads are performing and getting clarity on whether or not our ads are getting in front of our target audience, I can rapidly grow that, because once you find that pocket, once your ads start converting and bringing in the leads that you want it to bring in, all you have to do is put more fuel on the fire, put more ad spend, and that will continue to grow until you've sort of theoretically dried up the well. Now, the beautiful thing about us in the travel industry is that everyone wants to travel. We have a massive economy in the travel industry. It's one of the fastest growing economies in the world. I think it's definitely in the top 10. It might be in the top 5. It's generating over $2 trillion annually. To put that in perspective, I think construction, like builders, like custom home builders, they do something like 1.5 billion, something along those lines. It's nearly double the construction industry in some cases. There's a huge market share when it comes to travel. And that's why Facebook is such a fantastic way to get in front of people, because regardless of what you think about Facebook, it's still one of the largest platforms on the entire planet, with the exception of Google and TikTok being your competitors. Now, we're just talking about one platform to generate lead quality or leads. Throughout this series, as I continue to upload content and videos, we're going to be talking about Google ads and social media and TikTok and all of that stuff as well. All right, so back to my original point. We only have about $5 a day. That's not a lot of money to actually generate results, but at $150 a month, we should have a pretty clear expectation. We need to see how people are engaging with our creatives on a daily basis. And our metrics will tell us that. Things called our CTR, our click-through rate, will tell us whether or not people are stopping and engaging with our creative. A good CTR is anything above 3%. Now with Andromeda, I'm getting a CTR of about 7%. And in some cases, I'm getting 20%, which is way too high. Something at that point doesn't make a lot of sense and needs to be refined. But with our CTR, this is telling us whether or not our target audience is engaging, or at least the audience that the ads are going to are engaging with the creatives. And then we can look at how many people are actually taking the next step, the next action on our web funnel. And once we have that piece of information, we can then dial in more specifically on how to improve our campaign. So that's why money is really, really important from an advertising perspective, because we're buying data. Even if we don't have short-term results, we're buying long-term gain because we're getting data. And marketing is all about data and analyzing that data. And I'm going to talk about analyzing that data in a second. But it's so crucial to have that point of view that essentially, if you basically put the money in a room and light it on fire, you need to be comfortable with that not doing anything. Because again, you're still not getting nothing out of your ad campaign. You're getting data, really important data. And if you know how to analyze that data, you'll know how to take the next steps to actually generate results for you and your business. Okay, so that's the sort of foundational point, right? We need to identify our core audience and have that understanding that we might not be successful in the short term, but we need to be okay with this because we're understanding that we're getting data back and we're doing a long-term play. This doesn't mean that you can't have short-term results. You can have a campaign go live and then within an hour get a lead or a booking or a purchase. Like I've had that happen multiple times. It happens all the time. But the more ad spend we have, the more chance we have of that actually occurring. So our next aspect to a meta campaign, and this is true for marketing as a whole, whether it's social media, like organic social media, TikTok, Google ads, direct mail, billboards, whatever it is, we need to have an offer, like craft an offer that alleviates your core audience's pain points. So this is really simple in the travel industry, right? We do the travel planning aspect and alleviating the pain point of stressful vacation planning or not knowing where to go or overwhelm or just purely taking the allowing people to buy their time back, right? This is going to be really helpful from the wealthier perspective, right? Wealthy people, they have the value of understanding where to buy their time back, and travel advisors, us travel advisors, have that skill set to give them their time back for the thing that they want, a really awesome travel experience. So our offer is just that, right? We need to understand exactly how to convey that offer in a way that resonates with people as quickly as possible. If you've never heard of this man, I'd highly recommend looking up a guy named Donald Miller and his story brand technique. Essentially, it's a workbook that is free. There's a paid version and a free version, but the free version is great enough to help you kind of understand how to go about this. But essentially what this does is it's going to allow you to create your offer in one sentence, identify your target audience, their pain point, and their solution that you give to that target audience. I'll give you an example. At Apex Creatives, one of my businesses, we help construction owners relieve about 30 to 70% of their admin time through AI systems. That's our offer. And we market that, and that resonates, and we get people to opt into our campaigns. At the Travel Agents Academy, we help travel advisors grow their commissions to 6-7 figures annually so that they can go on and enjoy the life that they want. Something along those lines, right? That offer is right there. We help people either save time with admin work, or we help them generate more cash flow through our academy. So with travel advisors, we can really pinpoint on people. It can be super specific, like I said, empty nesters who want to go on a trip but feel overwhelmed with the planning process. We alleviate that planning process and help them pick vacations that are going to resonate with them. That is the essentials of crafting an offer. And so when we create that offer, we then need to propel that offer to the world that really resonates with people. Our hook is the most important aspect of our ad campaign, second to our offer. But our hook is going to sort of resonate what exactly our offer is. So it's something like Are you a mom whose kids just went to college and now you want to go on a big vacation to celebrate this milestone? Something along those lines. That's a hook that immediately gravitates or grabs the attention of someone who's a mom whose kids just went to college and who wants to go on vacation. That immediately grabs their attention. And then the rest of the ad, whether it's a static image or a carousel or a video, is going to detail how you're going to help them accomplish just that. That's all it is. That's as simple as it is. Marketing is very simple in principle, but difficult in the sense you have a lot of different data factors to optimize your campaign. Okay, I mentioned things like cold traffic versus referral. The key thing here is that you're going to get cold traffic to your website, and you need to convert that traffic on your website to have them do the next action. Again, fill out a form, book an appointment with you, so on and so forth. And there's a lot to uncover on that aspect. We've just scratched the surface of creating advertising, this sort of core functionality of generating an ad on Meta. We haven't even talked about what happens after they leave Meta, which is a whole slew of different things. And we're going to talk about that in our next video. But if you want to learn about this stuff faster and actually have someone to help you implement these things in real time, who can give you specific feedback on things like SEO, Google Ads, Meta campaigns, your social media campaigns, websites, whatever it might be, or even just selling travel and travel as a whole, then I want to welcome you to join the Travel Agents Academy. It's a brand new academy that we've put together in partnership with Kima Travel. We're a 100-year-old travel agency. We've been in business since 1918. And we have a massive goal to help as many travel advisors grow their business, because I have personally chatted with, as you can see, a lot of travel agents in the last 12 months. And I have been told time and time again that no one's ever taught them things about marketing, sales, and business ownership. And that's our goal with the academy. So if that strikes a chord with you, if you want to learn more, join our academy. We do have a guarantee. If you're unhappy with us after 30 days, we'll refund you. And that's my little ad spiel. I want to close this out by saying something that's really important when it comes to advertising that I think a lot of people are really forgetting. And I'll be completely honest, this does require you to have a higher budget, but you can scale into this. And that's retargeting. Retargeting is essentially looking at individuals who have taken an action inside your campaign in some capacity. They've booked a form with you, or sorry, they booked a call with you, or filled out a form, or filled out a survey, whatever it might be. You have their contact information, name, phone number, email, but they haven't become a client to you. You can actually retarget those individuals. You can retarget people who have clicked on your ad or watched a portion of your video. You can retarget all of these individuals. Or maybe they did book an appointment with you and you want to hammer them with more content and just overwhelm them with you as an advisor. You can do this with the power of retargeting. And this is where things like social media is going to come into play. I'm not going to jump into social media as a whole here, but if you are struggling with social media and you're just copying templates that people have given you, or maybe you've gone and you've hired or you've bought like the 50 social media templates to grow your social media, and you're wondering, why isn't my social media growing? It's because it's not unique content. Think about it like this. Have you ever seen a viral post repeat 2 times, like exact word for word post copied, go viral the same time at the same exact moment in like, I don't know, in the social media ethos or zeitgeist, whatever you want to call it? It doesn't happen. You can take viral trends and copy those viral trends and utilize that to help propel your growth, whether it's a song or a TikTok sound or just a TikTok trend. You can take that and use that to build off momentum. But there is a very clear distinguishment between creating unique content and growth in a social media platform, as well as time commitment, right? You need to be consistent with it. But social media content is so great for building out brand recognition and helping your target audience learn more about who you are, basically alleviating that 7 hours of mistrust that needs to be built between cold traffic and a warm audience, someone who wants to take that action. And that's where social media can be really, really phenomenal. So I want to end this note by encouraging you to not feel overwhelmed with a meta campaign. We've just scratched the surface with this. There's a lot to talk about. If I could condense everything that you need to know and act with actionable steps on how to grow and launch a meta campaign within 20 minutes, I would have done that. But the reality of the situation is that it's a beast. There are reasons why me or other people like me get paid tens of thousands of dollars to run meta campaigns for other people. So I'm going to do my best to condense everything that I know into actionable steps for you who are viewing these videos to help you grow your agency, because I don't think anyone is teaching these fundamentals when it comes to marketing for travel advisors.